Did you know that 90% of traders lose money with options? I mean, options trading can be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Today, I'm going to cover the bear call spread, how it works, and when to use it. And be sure to stick around to the end because you're going to learn how you can profit from the strategy at least 70, 80, or even 90% of the time. But first, if you don't know who I am, hello, my name is Rick Orford, and I'm the author of The Financially Independent Millennial. And of course, if you've never met me before and you're curious, please pause this video right now and Google my name, and you'll see that my work is regularly featured on Yahoo Finance, NASDAQ, Business Insider, and so many more. Heads up though, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice. Everything in this video is for informational purposes only. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Let's start with the basics. A bear call spread is made up of two call options. Call options are contracts that allow the buyer or the holder to buy 100 shares of an underlying stock or asset from the seller at a specified price, known as the strike price, within a specified time period, and that's the expiration date. Options also have a premium attached. That's what you pay to buy the contract. And if you look at an options chain, you'll find a bid and ask price. The bid price is the maximum price that people are willing to pay, and the ask price is the lowest price that sellers are selling the option for. And since these options are based on 100 shares of the underlying security, that means you'll need to multiply the premium by 100 to get the contract price. On the other side of the trade is the person who sold the call option. Sellers are obligated to sell the stock or the underlying should the buyer exercise their right. Does that sound a bit confusing? Well, let me try and explain it like this. If you're buying a call option, it's like paying money to have the option to buy something at a specific price in the future. Or if you're selling a call, you're getting paid by someone who might want to buy your shares at a specific price, again, sometimes before the option expires. A bear call spread is an option strategy that involves selling a call option and buying another call option with the higher strike price at the same time on the same underlying asset and with the same expiration date. With this trade setup, the premium you receive from selling the short call is higher than what you pay for the long call, meaning you get a credit right from the get-go. With the bear call spread, there's 3 points that you need to know. One is when the trade will earn its maximum profit, its break-even point, and when it'll hit its maximum loss. Let's say, for example, you want to sell a bear call on XYZ stock. So you could sell a call with a $100 strike price, and let's say you collect $2 per share. Then you can buy the $105 strike price on the same underlying asset and expiration, and maybe that option you pay 50 cents a share. The maximum profit on a bear call spread is the net credit, and you calculate that by subtracting the premium that you paid from the premium you received. So in this instance, you'll receive $1.50 or $150 per contract for the bear call spread. Now, the goal of a bear call spread is for the underlying asset to stay below the short strike by expiration. So that means you'll want to sell bear calls during neutral to slightly bearish markets. When markets are moving down a little, this is a good time. But if the markets are really erratic, I wouldn't trade this one. And you'll see why in a little bit, but I digress. Okay, so you want the underlying asset to stay below the short strike by expiration, right? So in this case, you want XYZ to stay below $100 at expiration. If that happens, both options expire worthless and you get to keep the premium. Now, if the price of XYZ moves between $100 and $105, well, this is when the trade will start to lose a little value, depending on how close XYZ's price is to the break-even point. The break-even point of a bear call is calculated by adding the net credit that you received to the short call strike. In this case, it works out to $101.50. So as long as XYZ stays below $101.50 at expiration, you'll earn at least 1 penny. Anything above $101.50 and you begin to lose money until the stock hits the long strike price. And that's where the maximum loss happens. If XYZ trades above $105, you hit the maximum loss condition, which you can calculate by taking the spread width and subtract the net premium that you paid. So in this case, it works out to $3.50 a share, or $350 per contract. And that's why I like bear calls and other credit spreads so much, because you know your maximum profit and your maximum loss at the beginning of the trade, so you can trade knowing exactly what you're getting into. By the way, I have a Discord server which you can join by scanning this QR code. And you can find me there along with everyone else to talk about trading stocks and options. So I hope to see you there. Okay, so the first step to selling bear call trades is being able to find one. And for me, I like using an option screener like bar chart because you can screen for bear call trades for free. Well, at least the basic features are free of charge, and then you can decide what you want to do later. Okay, so option screeners allow you to look for trades using criteria that you can pick and choose. Let me show you how it works, at least with bar chart. First step, of course, is to go to barchart.com and then look for options at the top, then click on bear call. And here, you'll immediately see some potential bear call trades. Now, these are a result of bar chart's default filters. There's the stock symbols, current trading prices, option details like the strike prices for your long and short calls, how much they're trading for right now. And then if we see right here, the probability of profit. We're starting off with excellent trades right here, as most of these trades have around a 50 to 60% chance of profit, while their risk-reward ratios aren't bad either. Now, you can also change the arrangements of each of these by clicking on the column headers from highest to lowest or vice versa. Now, if you want to consistently earn money with bear call spreads, I think you have to look for safer trades. I'm a conservative investor. I would even consider a bear call with a less than 70 or 80% probability of profit. So let me show you how to customize your screen and tip the balance of probabilities in your favor. First, click on the Set Filters tab here at the top, and you'll see the default filters that bar chart used for these trades. Now, the first filter here is days to expiration, and it's set to 60, which is good because it gives me a decent amount of time to either close out my trade or adjust it if necessary, and I'll talk more about when to do that later. Remember, when you're selling options, time is working for you. All things being equal, all options lose money as they get closer to expiration. The next filter is security type. I'll leave that as is, but you can use it to expand your screens to include ETFs, indexes, and so on. Last, and probably most importantly, are the probabilities of profit and OTM probability. With a bear call, the best case scenario is for both of the options to expire out of the money, or OTM, which lets you keep all of the credit. For a bear call, the underlying assets price must be below your short call strike at expiration, hence the word bear. So higher OTM probabilities means a higher chance of keeping the net credit in full at expiration. But there's a trade-off. The higher the OTM probability, the lower the potential profit. So that'll be a bit of a balancing act on your part. So let's stick with an 80% chance or an 80% probability of expiring out of the money. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the probability of profit here and set that to 70% and above. And now I can hit See Results so we can check the results. Now I'll arrange the list from lowest to highest risk-reward ratio, And here we go. The first one right here looks very promising. Let's break it down. So the first trade example suggests using Alphabet as the underlying asset on this bear call spread. Alphabet stock is trading at around $206 at the time of recording. For this trade, the screener suggests writing or selling a call with a $215 strike price, for which you'll get $4.55, and then buy another call with a $225 strike price and pay $2.10. And this brings your net credit to a maximum profit of $2.45. The maximum loss on the trade is $7.55, and all these values are per share, so remember to multiply them by 100 to get the contract price. Now, all these options expire on February 21st, which is exactly 16 days from the time I ran the screen. The trade has an 81.3% chance of expiring out of the money and a 70.5% chance of profit. So there's good chances for you here. Now, as long as Alphabet stock trades below $215 at expiration, both calls expire out of the money and you get to keep the total net credit in full. On the other hand, if the stock price moves between $215 and $225, then you'll either get some partial profits or losses. To keep it simple, here's a quick table that shows the profit and loss points across different prices. As you can see, the trade transitions from profits to losses when Alphabet stock moves above the break-even price. Though with a 70% chance of making a profit, that'll be less likely. To consistently make money selling credit spreads like the bear call or the call credit spread, it's important to set your own profit and loss points. That's why I like to set my profit and stop loss prices at the same time when I initiate the trade by attaching a bracket order. So if I were trading this bear call spread, I'd likely close the trade when it reaches 70 to 80% of profit. To set the profit point, I'll take 80% of $2.45, and that's $1.96. So I'll subtract $1.96 from the net premium to get 49 cents. So if the net premium moves down to 49 cents, the take profit order will automatically close my trade and I'll net $1.96 per share or $196 per contract. As for the stop loss price, I typically set it to around 1.5 or 2x the net credit, especially if the spread width is wide. Remember, a wider spread width means a higher potential maximum loss, and only you can determine what you'd be comfortable making or losing on a trade. To calculate the stop loss point on a bear call spread, add your maximum loss on a per share basis that you'd be comfortable with to the net credit. In the case of the Alphabet trade, that would mean a stop loss of between $6.13 and $7.35. Now, these points are just estimates. There's no guarantee that you'll actually get these figures because if there's a lot of volatility, you might get a better or worse price. Either way, if your take profit or stop loss points are hit anytime during the trade and during trading hours, your brokerage will take care of it for you and close it out. Anytime you sell an option, there's assignment risk that you need to consider. This doesn't have to be a big deal, but it just needs to be something that you're aware of and ready for. Now, when selling a call, you need to be ready to buy 100 of the underlying security and then sell it at the strike price at any time until expiration. But it doesn't mean it'll actually happen. Actually, very few options ever get assigned early. And that's because if the options are profitable, there'll be additional time value left, which will make it probably more profitable to sell the option back to the market. However, if there were a time that the option was exercised early, it would be when it was in the money. For short calls, that means the underlying security is trading above the short call strike. In the case of Alphabet stock, the short call is in the money if the stock is trading above $215 before or at expiration. Now, as I said, most options don't get assigned before expiration, and that's because there's likely extrinsic value still in the premium, or time value that's baked into it. So the holder will almost always make more money just selling the option back to the market rather than exercising. So this isn't a risk that I'd be overly concerned about. But let's say the holder does exercise because, I don't know, maybe the holder of the option made a mistake, didn't understand something, or maybe there was a big dividend that was called something. Either way, the brokerage will let you know. And if you're stuck selling the shares, you'll end up with a short position, at which time you'd exercise your long call to cover it. Now, this isn't something that happens often, but it can. So exiting early is always a good reason, or at least a way to mitigate assignment risk. Selling bear call spreads during neutral to moderately bearish market conditions can be an excellent way to earn some additional income. However, there's no guarantee that the market will stay that way while your options are still in place. So always cover your positions with take profit and stop loss orders if your brokerage allows it. Otherwise, be sure to monitor your positions closely and don't be too greedy. So that's what I've got for you today. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comments below. I'm happy to get back to you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel if you feel like you've learned something, and join my Discord channel if you haven't, if you'd like to be part of the discussion with me there. As always, trade safe, and I'll see you in the next video.